Hey, mamas. Welcome to the Mom Collective. Season 1, episode 1. This is it's actually, episode 4, probably, in real time.
I think so.
We've had a little bit of a journey. But first, let me introduce myself. This week, we're just going to get to know you. Um, uh, this has been a passion project of mine for years, and I am so excited to finally be able to be with you and to come with you and to talk with these amazing women and to talk with you. And thank you for allowing us to join you in your home or your car or wherever it is that you are right now. But this Mom Collective has just been a dream of mine since COVID, basically.
Like 4 or 5 years, I would say.
Yes. And so Rowena and I started doing this is Rowena.
For those of you who are following us from Hey Moms, Let's Talk, it's great to see you. Thank you for following us on this journey.
So we did a Facebook Live show for a while and then took a little break
I had my 4th son, so that 3 years ago.
My 2 oldest got married, so we were a little busy. And then just never really didn't know when to start back up again.
Right. But the question has always been, so when are we going to get back to the YouTube podcasting thing? Like, when are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And you've kind of been, I guess, approached by just people that you know who actually did tune in regularly while we were doing the, remind me, was it
Tuesdays at 2?
But was it every week or every other week? I feel like eventually we went to every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were very intentional and consistent. And because of that, we grew like a following.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I think a lot of people have been like, where's Celeste? I need the mommy talk.
So so I did keep busy. I was doing retreats and perspective groups, which is where I met Pamela. And we just had some I love just having conversations about motherhood. I think it's my favorite thing to talk about. Absolutely. And just the way that it helps you develop who God wants you to be and the way that God uses you to help co-create a soul is fascinating. And you just learn so much more about yourself as well. But so it had been years had gone by and we weren't doing anything. And there was finally this moment that I just felt like God was saying, this is the time. Because I had been every month or so, I'm like, is it time to start a podcast? And I was like, no. And it was so funny because it's the same time that I ran into Pamela, like that within hours, I think.
Yes. I had asked your daughter actually back in August about if you would do a podcast when I was in the trenches and desperate for any advice and help I could get. And she'd said, "Oh, my mom kind of thought about it. You should send a text or let her know." And of course, like in true motherhood fashion, I got distracted by something else, didn't send it. And then I saw you after Mass, like 2 months later. And I just blurted out immediately. I was like, "Would you ever do a podcast again? I need you to do a podcast." I think I said, "I need you to do a podcast again." And I'll call in every week with all the questions. And then, and then by the grace of God, you were like, "Well, would you want to be on the show with me?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
I will volunteer myself. I will have questions.
Even better. All my questions will get answered.
So then from there, we just started talking and developing like what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? Or how are we going to shape it into seasons and topics and all those kind of things? And then I really just felt the Holy Spirit saying, there's 3 of you now because Rowena and we wanted to add in Pamela, and we'll explain, we'll introduce ourselves a little bit more in just a second. But Pamela has younger kids, like you're kind of we're calling it a phase 1 mom. And then Rowena has that emerging preteens, teenager world and the little kids. Not as much of the new mom, but new to the raising teens and navigating society and technology and all those things. And really growing your kids in their faith and their identity. And I was just like, gosh, that would just be so great if we had all the different like phases and different ages of motherhood. And lo and behold, again, after a little providential after Mass another weekday, I ran into Liz, who I know from volunteering and doing all sorts of things at church. Very active, very involved.
Spring tea is what
I think that's when I first met.
Yeah.
first met connected.
We can take Rebecca for that.
Yes.
So I'm the seasoned mother.
Yes.
I have the married professional children with kids.
Yeah.
At least 2 out of 3 are married. But
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been around the block and I'm actually more interested to hear how you guys are doing because I'm over the really the hard part.
Yes.
I'm on the other side. I mean, you never stop
It's nice to
worrying,
have
but yeah,
encouragement and to have someone
yeah,
who's been there. And I just think so much of motherhood because you're in your house and it's you and the kids. Like you just feel like you're the only one struggling, that you're alone in this. And that's, I think, the biggest draw as to why we wanted to do this, because I don't think there's one way that anyone right now listening feels that one of us hasn't felt, or most moms feel, but it's just not something that you're going to post on social media. You're not going to necessarily share your struggles or your uncertainties, your self doubt, or even just some of the good things too. Like we'll celebrate with you that only a mom would understand. So I just really wanted to just join the fellowship on a broader scale. And to introduce myself, as I said before, I'm Celeste Howard. I have 7 kids from, oh, my kids are going to kill me. I might get this wrong. 26 down to 13, I think.
A few of them. Keep up with.
As I was saying, when we kind of took a
What
break,
cute
my
breaks.
oldest 2 were getting married. So my oldest 2 are married. I have a son who is married. He does not live in town, unfortunately, but he has a son who's a little more than 1, and they're expecting this week with their second.
Oh, this week. Oh my God.
And then my daughter also got married in the last 2 years, and she has a little girl and is expecting again in June. So that's so exciting times. And so at home, I have 2 married, 2 in college, and I have 2 in high school and 1 who is in 7th grade, all doing their own great things, and just they're just great kids. So Rowena,
So we're doing kind of the
we're
role.
going to introduce ourselves now.
So hi again, I'm Rowena. I'm the official boy mom here. I have 4 boys. My oldest just turned 14. My second son is 12. My third son is 8. And the boss of the crew, our youngest son, he just turned 3. So yeah, I came in a little bit frazzled when we all got together, as I got off the elevators into this office space. And my oldest son is trying to get into high school. And that's where we're at, from high school to and then my youngest son, we just enrolled him for pre-K 3. So I kind of the gamut, right? From high school all the way down to preschool. So I'm here to journey with you all, learn selfishly, I want to learn. I feel like I get a lot of helpful tidbits and beautiful liners about motherhood and how I can apply it to the daily grind of motherhood. But yeah, I'm happy to just sit with you all, accompany you all, affirm you all, learn from you all.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. I'm Pamela. I have a 4-year-old boy and a 21-month-old girl. So I am in the thick of it.
But cutesy. They're also
Very
cute.
cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Um,
And
it helps.
It helps a lot.
It's
a good reminder. It's a good reminder. And I am just so grateful to be here because, like I said, I'm in the thick of it. It has been incredibly hard, incredibly rewarding. I will say it's the first time in my life where I never have second guessed my purpose and I've never been more sure of it. But it's also the first time in my life where I've second guessed every capability and ability I have, and if I have it.
Yeah.
So I am just so happy to be here because, like I said earlier, just to have some sort of I would call almost like a mentor or someone who um, can just kind of help me, affirm me, or even just guide me or give me thoughts that I haven't thought about or ideas. Just because every day is so new for me. I know it always is for a mom from what I hear, but it's
It is.
really new.
Yeah. As soon as you think you know what's going on, like the phase changes.
I think you taught me that you're only as old as a mom as your oldest.
It's true.
Yeah, so true. So yeah, I'm just excited. I hope that I am able to either affirm people or get people to laugh at me because there's a lot of that goes on in my house. And if anything at all, just to really just know that they're not alone.
And finally, Liz.
So I'm Liz Tobias. I am the mother of 3 grown adult children. 2 of them are married, so I always say I'm the mother of 5. I really feel that. I have 1 granddaughter and 2 boys on the way, 2 grandsons on the way. So I think my role here is just kind of sit back and really let them express what they're going through and if they want any feedback. Like I said, I think I'm on the easy slope now, but it doesn't mean that you still don't worry. My one unmarried daughter, yeah, I'm always worried about her. And I give advice only when asked. That's kind of my role. But anyway, yeah, I'm just here to listen, and if you want my opinion, I'll give it to you. So, okay. Excited for this
Well, I
group.
know we all have our own story and our own path that got us here, but we are so thankful that you are going to do this journey of motherhood with us, and we're excited for to meet with you every week, and just honored that you would welcome us into your homes and in your place or in your car or wherever it is that you are. So that's all we really have for this show. This is just a little introduction. Please join us again for our next one, our first topic. Our first season is going to be focusing on becoming mom and what that is. What is motherhood? How do we respond to it? And just really shaping how we look at this vocation that is just the hardest and the most rewarding thing that we've ever done.
So thank you, all of you watching. Thank you for joining us. Um, we know, we know how busy you are. Like Celeste said, moms know. Only a mom
All
can
good. Yeah.
understand. We know how busy you are. So thank you for joining us. If you're a YouTube mom, subscribe, like, and follow. And Spotify, same, like, follow. We really appreciate the support.
Or you can find us throughout the week and join the collective on Instagram, Facebook, or themomcollective.org.
If you know someone who would be blessed by this conversation, please share us with them.
And until we meet again, just remember you were handpicked for this. So just lean in. We'll see you next time. Bye.